Hi, good morning, everyone. So recently, I got a chance to. I was invited to give a talk on on agility and innovation in today's world, and I thought of sharing it with with the wider audience over here in YouTube. So the discussion was thriving in a complex world with agility and innovation. I hope you are going to enjoy the session. The world we are now part of is totally changed. We work on a different we work on a different we play on a different turf as opposed to what we used to have 5 years 10 years back. The world that we are part of now and the world that we are entering is highly VUCA, wherein VUCA is an acronym for V, wherein V stands for volatility, U stands for uncertainty, C is for complexity, and A is for ambiguity. So we are part of a VUCA world nowadays, the new normal environment characterized by rapidly changing and unpredictable conditions, particularly after COVID 19. Today's word is best described by the term VUCA, wherein V is for volatility, U is for uncertainty, C is for complexity, and A is for ambiguity. Wherein volatility stands for things change rapidly and unpredictably. For example, a couple of months back, generative AI tools like ChatGPT were at very initial stages of usage, but now have become mainstream within months, and they are disrupting industries like anything. Second is uncertainty. The rules of the game keeps changing. For example, cryptocurrency regulations. They're still being drafted, but I am not surprised that after a year or so, you are doing all your transactions, you're paying your fees, you're buying cars through cryptocurrencies, and there are few stores, particularly in Middle East, in Europe, who accepts cryptocurrency as a currency to buy and purchase products. Third is complexity. Many interconnected factors, for example, pandemic supply chains, one lockdown disrupted global trade. And fourth is ambiguousness. Same signal, different interpretations. For example, before pandemic, remote work was seen as a temporary arrangement, but now after pandemic and after pandemic, the results have increased or results have not been deteriorated. The performance has not been deteriorated. So most of the organizations have given or have allocated some profiles which are purely permanently remotely done, thus bringing in lots of cost savings and revenue generation as well. So ambiguity, before pandemic, remote work was seen as a temporary arrangement, but nowadays there are few profiles which are permanently being done on a remote basis. So the takeaway is that don't predict perfectly, but rather sense, explore, and adapt. And that is what is needed to remain in the market, to remain relevant, that understand the VUCA thing, understand that disruption is the new normal. Everything which disrupts your normal way of working, your daily life, or the way you have been operating in the last few months or years, it's not going to remain the same. And with that disruption comes opportunity. Opportunity exists for those who can adapt, innovate, and lead. You need to accept the change, you need to accept that disruption, and then find ways to adapt with it to innovate with it, and then lead. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. And the future belongs to those who has the ability to respond quickly and create new solutions which sets you apart, which gives you that kick. As this slide says, or as H.G. Wells said, adapt or perish. Now, as ever, is nature's inexorable imperative. You need to adapt. You need to find new ways to do the same things. You need to find efficient ways to do the same thing. And that brings us to the understanding of why agility matters. What is the need of agility? Point number one, agility is how quickly. What is agility? Agility is how quickly and effectively you respond when the map changes. Let me repeat that. Agility is how quickly and effectively you respond when the map changes. Point number one, employers and clients value adaptability. As I said, you need to find efficient and more smart ways to do the same thing. Your customers will not come and say that they want something different, but they want things to be fast. They want things to be more done in a more smartest or in a smarter way. And that's when your agility matters. Agile individuals who can pivot quickly when situations shift are highly valued by employers and clients. Agility is equal to, what agility means is confidence under uncertainty. Agility allows you to navigate complex and ambiguous environments with poise and self assurance. In addition, agility plus innovation is the resultant which gives you or which makes you future ready. So, agility is how you respond to change, and innovation is what you create. Combining agility plus innovation empowers you to build an unstoppable personal brand and drive career growth. I'll give you a few examples. Example number one, Zara adopts fashion lines weekly instead of yearly, and they are the one who accepts the fast fashion and create products which may not be durable but are perfectly in align with what is going into the market, what is going around in the market. Example number two, during COVID-19, gyms moved classes online within weeks. Keeping decisions reversible is also important. Amazon calls them two-way doors. They run small pilots before scaling. Netflix tests new features on small group of people first, and based on the algorithms, they scale it up. So the takeaway is agility reduces risk and speeds up the delivering value. With agility, as I mentioned, with agility, innovation is important. And that innovation is your differentiator. As an organization, as a brand, that innovation will set you apart. Innovation is not only about tech, it is about new ways of creating value. If you see, one of the examples which I have just shared is process innovation, which was process innovation example by Amazon's one-click checkout. Service innovation based example is Starbucks app mobile ordering. Business model innovation example is Netflix move from DVD to online streaming of videos. Start with customer insight For example, IDE 0 redesigned shopping cart by observing behavior. Tesla uses over the air updates to improve cars continuously. And that brings us to the further discussion, which is about building your agile and innovation and innovative personal brand. Your brand is extremely, extremely important. That sets you apart. That is your skill set, which you can sell across. And how you can build that skill is through consistent actions, regular, repetitive actions, regular, repetitive efforts. First is remaining curious. Stay curious. Learn beyond your field to gain new perspectives. For example, Satya Nadella promotes a learn it all culture and thus satisfying the first requirement, which is staying curious. Second is experiment. Experiment often. Elon Musk tests bold ideas at Tesla and at SpaceX. Third, network smart. Network with the right kind of people. Network with people who shares the same kind of journey, who can give you right kind of guidance perhaps, and can, you know, add on your experience as well. Reef Hoffman from LinkedIn emphasizes real trust relationships. Fourth is tell your story. For example, your graduates documenting projects online, build credibility. Share what you have done, share what you have learned. Perhaps someone can join you in the same journey. And the fifth one is reflect and adapt. Review your approach regularly to stay future ready. The takeaway is consistent actions build credibility faster than hype. Here I have given some examples. Innovative solutions in action. You see autonomous delivery of through drones, smart city infrastructure, particularly in cities like Singapore, UAE, personalized medicines, organizations, pharmaceutical firms are now coming up with treatments which are not generic but customized for the individuals, understanding their DNA structure. So, if you recall, autonomous drones, Amazon Prime Air testing fast delivery is already in place. Smart city infrastructures, Singapore's AI related traffic management is one such example. Personalized medicine, tailored cancer treatment, understanding genetics is the example of innovative solutions and actions, and that is what going to set you apart as an organization, as an individual. The takeaway is that innovation is already here, shaping your daily life. Moving to next is what you can do. Having your own action plan, which is 30, 60, 90-day action plan. The transformation starts with simple steps, as we all know. The first step is 30 days. Choose one skill, invest 10 hours, post learning. Examples: student learned data visualization and impressed recruiters. Point number two is 60 days. Join a professional community. For example, you know, uh, a CA community or a PMI Institute community for if you are related with project management, and thus mentoring opportunities. Third is 90 days, launch a mini project. For example, you know, you can start giving consulting solutions to local restaurant. to increase their business using Instagram strategy, boosting sales, etc. The takeaway is small, structured actions drive lasting change. Again, agility keeps you moving, and innovation ensures you move in the right direction. As I mentioned, your playing turf is changing every day. You cannot help but to remain agile. Agility is adapting with the change, but mere adaptation will not give you the results. You need to find innovative and smart solutions to give you the right results. So, agility keeps you moving. However, innovation ensures you move in the right direction. And here is the agile innovation process. The first is identify opportunities, watch for gaps and trends. And second is ideation and brainstorming, which means brainstorming multiple options. Third is rapid prototyping, which means prepare a solution which is quick and low cost and test it. Fourth is agile development. Make a proper solution after the prototype has been successful. Run those solutions on a short cycles, collect the feedback and improve. And the fifth is pilot and validate. Test small scale first. Again, collect the feedback, reflect. Sixth is scale and implement. Expand your proven solution. And seventh is continuous improvement. Keep collecting the feedback every fortnight. Have your separate team dedicated whose job is just to collect the feedback and improve and inculcate that feedback into your product to improve it further. Example: Tesla pushes software updates based on real world data regularly. And if you see what agility means, it means transformation, it means collaboration, it means disruption, responsiveness to change, creativity, centricity, and last but not the least is adaptability. You need to adapt with the change. And thus, this brings us to the closure of the discussion. So, the summary is VUCA is the word we face, agility is speed, and innovation is the right direction. And habits builds brands, small actions drive change. I can say that we must believe in ourselves. We must believe that we can do it, and we must believe that we are ready, and we must believe that we can lead. So the mantra is I believe in myself. I can do it. I'm ready, and I will lead. That brings us to the closure of the discussion. I hope you enjoyed it, and here is my LinkedIn QR code. I'm more than happy to welcome and share reflections and any feedback. And if you need any support and guidance, I'm more than happy to know extend my support. With that, I'm signing off. Thank you, Shailendra Baghel. Take care.